Hello, wherever you are on this delicious planet, Earth. I wish you profound enrichment wherever you are located. Our topic for the day has to deal with the field of basketball, in particular, women basketball. I want to take it to the United States pro level. Therefore, I'm definitely going to be talking about the United States pro female basketball league, the WNBA. I first started watching or even attending live games when the league was in its inception. I believe it was out in 1996. But if I made a mistake, in the comments section, correct me please. And if you like this topic about the WNBA, please give me a thumbs up. So I'm just estimating, but I do know the WNBA, it did start in the late 90s. So nobody can blame me or argue over that. The late 90s. It was very entertaining. At that time, all the leagues played in the arena with the men teams. So technically, in its initial phase in the first several years, the WNBA teams, they at least had at least 15,000 people. I know today it's a lot less. I know in today's era, many teams, they play in smaller venues. I know where I'm at in the state of Maryland, the city of Baltimore, the team that's closest to me is the Washington Mystics. I've attended many of their games, especially when Shamika Holdsclaw was on the team. But even with her, a legendary college player, the team was still crappy. But, like I said, during that initial phase, when I used to go to those games, it was like 20,000 people there. 20,000 people in that arena that they shared with the Washington Capitals and the Washington Wizards. But I say now, since the league is more established and it lost its glow or after effects, I say they probably have now about 10,000, 5,000 average fans. But that's still good. But I want to talk about, like with the NBA. I remember when I was a child, growing up in the 70s and 80s, definitely in the 1970s, no NBA game that I can recall was live. Not one. And you all know, back in the 70s, the NBA was basically on its last leg. Many people was turned off with the NBA, and I'm not going to tell you why. I don't want to badmouth the NBA or say what was ailing the league back in the 1970s, but many fans, regardless of the fantastic players like Dr. J, Moses Malone, George Gervin, the regular fan didn't care about them. All the regular fan cared about was that the NBA was dying. But when those two Hall of Famers, when those two constant winners of championship arrived, the NBA had new life. When Magic Earvin Johnson appeared, when Larry Bird appeared, the NBA was reborn all over again. It got new life. Because of those two, the NBA was renewed. Now, I think for the WNBA to get a new shot of energy, it has to repeat, in my mind, that same classification that the NBA did when in the 1980-81 when Larry Bird, Magic Johnson appeared. I hate to say this, but it may need two legendary players. It may need one white, one black, one Asian, one Indian, or something. It may need two different competing races where the players are almost identical, because you have to admit, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, they're nearly identical, barring the skin tone. Both can't jump. Both can't run fast. Both don't have no super quick reflexes, but they do have extremely high basketball IQ. That's what did it. That's what made them legendary players, multiple NBA champions. Not their skill, not their jumping ability, not how fast they were, but they were absolute team players. They was loved by the team players, and they had extremely high basketball IQ. So that's my take on it, my good people. Because I was watching a WNBA game yesterday. I think it was the Washington Mystics who won. This year, the Washington Mystics seem to be a very good team. They fighting for the second or first seed. They not sorry. Like when I saw them in 1996, they was a powerful team. And I think they was playing the Wing. I don't know which city or state the Wing played for, but I know it was a good game. And those ladies, I will admit, they can play. And you know, my good people, we don't see no constant dunking in the NBA. Even today, the dunking is not popular. It's those damn three-pointers that's popular. And the women, they can shoot the three-pointers, but I don't know if they're as flamboyant as someone is like Steph Curry. See? But the take is, well, regardless, they need legendary players like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. One on the East Coast, because the WNBA, they still have the East and West Coast. One on the East Coast and one on the West Coast. Then, in my humble opinion, the WNBA will reach elite level status. Because you got to admit, even the women game in college basketball, when I looked on TV, the arena still looked empty. At least for the WNBA players, the arena's not empty. At least I see a lot of people on that first row. But when I saw them women playing, if you're not Connecticut or one of them other elite women team in college basketball, or one of those elite A1 team or Division I team in college basketball, a lot of people won't show up at your game. A lot won't. But my take is, before I roll off, tell me your humble opinion. Do you think the WNBA need an outstanding West Coast player, outstanding East Coast player, and they should be different races? Because I'm sad to say that's what America is really based about, even to this humble day. Race issues. If the WNBA can get something like that, because, you know, like for the last couple of years, it'd be like players like Sue Bird who coming up, but that's be one player. It needs at least two phenomenal players of different ethnic groups with nearly identical skills, and that will set it on the map. Even if if Larry Bird and Magic Johnson did not revitalize the NBA, I don't think Michael Jordan would have did it. They would say he's just another dark-skinned player who we expect to be able to dunk. We expect him to have quick reflexes. We expect him to have fantastic jumping abilities. Michael Jordan would not have revitalized the NBA because he's just one player. The NBA needed those two players. One color A, one color B. And when that happened, you see where we are today. Players demanding $130 million contracts back then in those 1970s, 80s, you barely better be happy if you can get $50,000. So that's my take, good people. If you like my observation of the WNBA, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to hear me talk about any sports, men and women, baseball, football, hockey, volleyball, whatever I find interesting, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to share this, my observation of the WNBA and what's needed to propel it to another high level, share this. Until the next time, peace. I'm going to stop.